This controlling man couldn't keep his hands to himself, so the judge gave him a wake-up call.
So the person you're accused of hitting, you pled guilty of hitting. Did you love that person?
Honestly, yes, I did at one point.
Well, I mean, when people say honestly before something, usually what's coming is dishonesty. So let me ask you this. What if your daughters were to end up with somebody that they say they love them, right? And your daughter's completely in love and that guy is hitting on them. How do you feel about that?
Break my soul.
Well, so you broke somebody else's soul by hitting on their daughter. I hope it doesn't happen, but your daughter, if they've seen any of this, they're going to think, well, my dad loves that person. So my husband, if he hits on me, that's just showing that he loves me. You're going to have to change your ways and you're going to have to start figuring out why you are towards people that you claim that you love. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yes.
And do not get into another relationship until you find out what is going on with you and why you behave the way you do. I'm going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison. Court is calling 2024 CR 011907, State of Texas versus Gabriel Zamora. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
For the state of Texas.
Defense.
Albert Chidas for Mr. Zamora.
And are you Mr. Zamora?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, and yes, we did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Zamora, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And off the record, and I do have Crispin, I'll take that up. Okay. We're back on the record. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
And indictment to correct previous convictions of defendants for assault to July 17, 2018. Furthermore, we're moving forward on count 2 only to waive count 1.
And we have no objection to that, Judge.
Okay. Did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with assault family household member with a previous conviction as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He was.
Mrs.
Was.
Zamora, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. State is proceeding on count 2. There's a $1,500 fine. There is no application for deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant. There's to be a mental health evaluation. State recommends community supervision. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own? Did you understand with affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Did- Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be 150 hours community service restitution, the BIPP course, TAP evaluation, and to follow all recommendations. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to count two in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence?
The time state moves to admit state exhibit 1 with attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, the state, have you talked to the complainant? All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor. We also have a request. His parents are here. They're divorced. He wants to live in Natalia with his dad.
Mhm.
So we would just ask if the court would give him permission to either report in Natalia, report here, but live in Natalia.
All right, how far is Natalia
About
from?
25 miles or so from here.
Okay, yeah, he can remain in Bear County. All right.
Thank you.
So are you employed?
I have my own business,
Doing what?
renovation.
Do you have any children?
I have 6.
What are their ages?
I'm about to be, it's 10 all the way to 2.
No.
10, 5, 4, 3, and 2,
All right. Boys, girls?
3, and 3.
All right. So the person you're accused of hitting, well, now that I've found you guilty of hitting and that you've pled true, you pled guilty of hitting. Did you love that person?
Honestly, yes, I did at one point.
Well, I mean, when people say honestly before something, usually what's coming is dishonesty. So you hit her. Now, let me ask you this. What if your daughters were to end up with somebody that they say they love them, right? And your daughter's completely in love, and that guy is hitting on them. How do you feel about that?
Break my soul.
Well, so you broke somebody else's soul by hitting on their daughter. And let me just tell you, children learn how to speak and about relationship from their parents. So who knows? I hope it doesn't happen, but your daughter, if they've seen any of this or your children have seen you being abusive to any female, guess what they're going to think? They're going to think, well, my dad loves that person. So my husband, my boyfriend, if he hits on me, that's just showing that he loves me. And you know what the boys are going to think? They're going to think, maybe this is how you show you love someone, or either they're going to think might makes right. That's how we win an argument. You beat somebody down. You're going to have to change your ways. Last time, the conviction that's here, somebody gave you 1 day in the Bear County jail for assault by deliberate injury. That's somebody else. What I can tell you in this court, and deputy will tell you, probation is not easy. Probation is not supposed to be easy. It's designed to rehabilitate. And you're going to have to start figuring out why you are abusive towards people that you claim that you love. You understand? There's going to be a $1,500 fine that's going to be probated. I'm going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, that will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
Like ninth grade.
All right. You're either going to, let me rescind that. So it's 100 hours of community service restitution. There's going to be 50 hours will deem satisfied for parenting classes. And the remaining 100 hours, if you are in some sort of trade school and you complete that, then I will deduct the remaining 100 hours. If you do not, guess what? You're going to have to work those 100 hours. You can either work those 100 hours for somebody else or work it for yourself. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. He's not allowed to reside with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. So with your children, in order for you to have contact with them, there needs to be an approved adult. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Rosalind Torres. And there's to be proof of employment within 30 days. You need to get a job where you have a regular paycheck. You understand?
Yes.
There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. The BIPP course. And we'll do a TAP evaluation and MIC evaluation in custody. Follow Rex. And there should be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Keep your hands to yourself
Yes.
and do not get into another relationship until you find out what is going on with you and why you behave the way you do. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
The remorseful man requested early termination of his probation, prompting the judge to ensure that he had genuinely learned his lesson.
Judge, the defendant has been on deferred adjudication for a little over 4 years. I think that he's been a good model probationer.
What have you learned from being on probation?
Well, the severity of my actions resulted in the injury of a close friend of mine. Additionally, it damaged my relationship with members of my family and my community as well. The actions that I undertook were as a result of substance use as well, which was affecting my judgment. And every moment since then, I have taken that into consideration in my day. And my commitment, regardless of my circumstance, is and remains to conduct myself with integrity with regards to my personal choices and to avoid substances and discipline, as well as gratitude.
The court will grant the motion